your soul to me, Dark One! Before we get to the fanfiction reading, I just want to say that the majority of fanfictions I've read for this channel amuse me due to how ridiculous they are. But this just made me sad. Even the fact that this abomination exists makes me question the sanity of the author, and though I had to share it, I decided to fit all 6 chapters into one video so that you can experience the full horror. Anyway, if it is even possible, enjoy. Hi, please leave a review. This story took me a long time. Thanks. My OC is me, but it will be written in 3rd person. Thanks. Vanessa flipped her long, beautiful, endless, sparkling, magical red hair, which kept going on a flow for thousands of majestic winds as she smirked. That smirk was nice and pretty because it could get anyone to fall in love with her. One day, Vanessa's parents got killed and her IQ was above everyone else's in her school, so Wattery took her in. What a beautiful young girl, he thought as he led him in the room. People were stunned by Vanessa. Vanessa was sad because she didn't want to leave her mansion though, because she was already smart and she didn't need school because eating ice cream was all she did, and she never became fat because she had a really high and beautiful metabolism. Vanessa's large blue eyes glittered. She went to Nier's room as he looked up. Nier widened his eyes and he started blushing, looking all around Vanessa. Vanessa giggled and kissed Nier. Nier kissed her back as she smiled and waved goodbye to Nier. Then, at lunch, Vanessa went to the cafeteria and grabbed ice cream. Then, she sat near Mellow's chair. Mellow looked up and his heart started beating fast. You're beautiful, he stuttered, as his mouth twitched for a smile. Vanessa giggled. She took his chocolate he was holding from his hand and ate it. Mellow smiled. Then Matt came in and dropped his DS because he noticed Vanessa's embraceful presence. You're amazing! Matt yelled, blushing. Vanessa smiled and winked and Matt fainted on the floor. The hospital picked him up as Mellow kissed Vanessa. Nier saw everything and dropped his toy dice on the ground. She's mine! Back off! Roared Nier. Mellow squinted at him and killed him. Mine, he smirked. Years later, Vanessa and Mellow got married. Everyone was jealous of Vanessa. Mellow killed anyone who would go against Vanessa. More coming soon! One day, when Vanessa and Mellow were playing with their beautiful, perfect children because Vanessa and Mellow were just as perfect, they heard an interruption from the TV they had on in front of them. Kira has indeed killed 23 more of our convicts we had apprehended for an act of illegal massacres, and so on. Mellow frowned and turned it off. Vanessa was scared. Mellow hugged her tight. He then caught Kira the next day and they all lived happily ever after. Vanessa could have caught Kira in 1 minute, but she wanted to see how Mellow did because since she was smarter than him, she was bored, so he let Mellow do it this time. Since the scientist invented a medicine for immortality before Vanessa and Mellow died, they got to live forever. Soon everyone was in love with her, Vanessa, and the girls were jealous of her, and sometimes they tried to steal her money, but Mellow killed them. He said he would never kill Vanessa though, because she is the only person he loved, and so on. Mellow stroked Vanessa's amazing red hair, which flowed like a river. Matt came in one day and proposed to Vanessa, but she smiled and said yes. Vanessa now had 2 husbands. Then one day Nier arose from his grave to propose to her too. Vanessa now had 3 husbands, Mellow, Nier, and Matt. Soon Elle will fall in love with her. Stay tuned. That's all, folks. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys want to see what else I have in store for me, Vanessa and my husbands, Matt, Nier, especially Mellow, please leave a like and a review. P.S. Vanessa is not a Mary Sue. Please get that straight. Sorry for taking so long, guys. I finally updated the story. Please read. Once Vanessa finally had Mellow, Nier, and Matt as her husbands, they began to go many places together. First they went to the amusement park and saw a ride with only 2 seats, so the boys began to fight over who would get to sit next to Vanessa as Vanessa giggled. Her giggles made the boys stare at her. They blushed and stopped fighting as Vanessa obviously chose Matt, because he was the cutest out of the 3 boys. After the ride was over, Mello shot Matt and Vanessa gasped. She told Mello not to be jealous just because Matt was cuter than him. Mello sighed. Vanessa, sorry, but I want to be your only husband. I love you. I love you too, Vanessa replied beautifully, which made everyone in the park blush to death except for Mello and Nya, because they were strong enough to live. Vanessa gave Matt a potion and he drank it and he came back to life. They all hugged too, but Mello and Nya were jealous because she loved Matt the most. One day, a new case came up after Kira and Elle was still alive. Not dead, because Vanessa called Kira for Elle, remember? So that's how Elle fell in love with her. But he also loved her because of how beautiful she was. Elle called up Vanessa, only Vanessa, because she outranked Nya to #1 to Whammis a long me ago, and Nya didn't care. Mello was third, but he didn't care because he loved Vanessa too much. So, after Elle called Vanessa, he said he couldn't solve the case, and he needed help from someone smarter and hotter than him. Vanessa nodded and solved the case for him. Elle smiled and kissed her. He also proposed to her. Now Vanessa has 4 husbands. Thanks for reading. Next time, everyone in the task force will love her. The question is, who does Vanessa really love the most? Thanks for favoriting my story, guys, and thanks for the feedback. I will try not to piss you guys off. In the task force, there was Matsuda, Aizawa, and Aide and Mogi. Matsuda was the one who was the youngest. Aizawa was probably older than Mogi because he had a beard, and Mogi didn't. Mogi is probably older than Aide because he seems bigger. They were all trying to solve the case, but they heard the greatest detective in the world was now Vanessa. They called her and she came. They all blushed by her presence as Matsuda spoke up. Vanessa, I'm so glad you could make it. Are you sure you're fine with using your, real name? Yes, Vanessa giggled. It's not like there's another Kira. Everyone laughed from her funny joke. She focused on the case. The case is about an ugly girl named Poop, and she was crying because her boyfriend broke up with her because she was ugly. But the reason he broke up was because Poop farted at the party and he thought it was nasty. Vanessa frowned, feeling sorry for that girl. No, actually, she even felt sorrier because Vanessa knew she never farted herself. And when she did, it smelled like candy and chocolate, and everyone loves to smell it. This shouldn't piss you off because this is funny, I know. In the case, Poop became a murderer who shoves poop in people's mouths as they suffocate them to death. They currently don't know where Poop is right now, but Vanessa knew. At the graveyard, she smiled. The task force clapped and proposed to her, since they all loved her. Then she said yes to all of them as they celebrated. But before they could all get married, Vanessa arrested Poop and her boyfriend for breaking up with her. Vanessa now had 8 husbands. They all gathered up one day at Mello's house as he got angry and tried to kill them all, but Vanessa said it was okay because she was still deciding who she loved. She says she might love Elle now because he was cuter than the rest. In the next chapter, the boys will try to make themselves look way cuter than Elle to surpass his looks and steal Vanessa's heart. Nya sat at his SPK headquarters attempting to solve new cases, reluctant on changing his appearance any bit. This is just childish, he thought to himself as he stroked a soft and silky strand of his blank white hair. He said with his back humped, in a ballpoint position, staring at the screens in front of him tediously. After a few hours in Nya's HQ, he heard a sound. Startled, his eyes widened as he turned around, only to find Vanessa holding hands with Elle in front of the entrance. Then Nya knew he was jealous and he had to beat Elle. Elle, Nya spoke quietly, so we finally have a chance to speak to each other. Elle stuck his tongue out, just rubbing his new girlfriend, wife, fiancé all over the face. Nya frowned with jealousy. Never mind, it's not childish if I change my appearance. This is just for love, Nia thought to himself. So he is basically saying that he would try to look cuter for Vanessa, and he hesitated doing it the first time. Nia threw a computer at Elle. Vanessa giggled and yelled, "Nice shot! How attractive of you, Nia!" Nia blushed and smiled. He remembered the kiss they shared at Whammies, and he approached to Vanessa and kissed her once more at Mellow's house. Mellow and Matt were hanging out as they gave each other makeovers. Mellow was a cross-dresser and he knew all these feminine stuff, and he tried his best to make Matt look ugly so Vanessa wouldn't think he was cute anymore. Matt tried to make Mellow look feminine because he knew Vanessa was straight and she wouldn't like a feminine thing to be her husband. At the task force, Aizawa got plastic surgery and Matsuda put on a tuxedo. Moggy copied him and I'd made his tiny eyes bigger. They all gathered up at Vanessa's house. When she came home with Elle, she let go of him to see all the boys getting cuter. She smiled and pointed at Matsuda. "I think you're the cutest now. I love you the most." Matsuda blushed and smiled. "Yeah, I knew this tuxedo would work," he cheered. Neil was catching up behind and found out that Vanessa and Matsuda were already making out. He frowned and broke his toy he was holding. In the next chapter, Neil will try to get a plan to make Vanessa love him more than anything else. Mello will try to stop him. Spoiler, the true side of Vanessa will appear in the story later. Author's notes. Sorry, Neil, but I love Mello secretly. He is cuter than anything else, even just going out with the other guys to make Mello more jealous. Eventually, he'd love me more than anything else afterwards. He already does, but I want him to love me even more than he did before. The last chapter of the series. Thank you so much, guys, for 5+ reviews. I want to thank you all for reading my story and giving it a favorite. Nia sat there alone. He was thinking of a plan to make Vanessa love him even more. Then he thought of something. He stood up and went on his way. Mello is really jealous right now since Vanessa kept hopping to one boy to another. Then he did the unexpected. He broke up with Vanessa. Vanessa cried. She wondered why she broke up with him. She was too pretty to be broken up with. Mello said the only way to get him back was to break up with all of her other boyfriends. But Vanessa resisted on that and said, nah. So it was the end. Then, when Mello was riding his motorcycle home, he saw a clone of himself going into Vanessa's house. Wait, a clone? It was Nia in Mello disguise. Nia knew Vanessa was trying to get Mello to like him even more. He was smart. Now he was pretending to be Mello to live happily with Vanessa. Mello stuck his tongue out, and before he could, he got hit by a truck. Now he is dead. Once Nia in Mello disguise came back to Vanessa, Vanessa thought it was the real Mello, so she made out with him. But when he revealed himself, Vanessa cried and killed him, and everyone else she married. Then she killed herself, and her last words, "Mello, I'm sorry for being so selfish. I only wanted you to love me the most. I love you. You're mine alone," she uttered as she died beautifully. Author's notes. This was the saddest story I ever wrote. I cried while I finished the last lines. Thank you so much for reading this, guys. I will start a new series soon. Vanessa. I never thought that these senseless and ridiculous words would ever have to come out of my mouth.